Hey everybody, happy Friday. It's finally made it to the end of this work week. This week seemed to be dragging along quite a bit. And and I noticed too, as it has dragged along, and I'm praise the Lord that, He sustained me through it. But I think part of why it felt so long is my praise was off a little bit this week. Not a lot, just a little bit. you know, I I didn't have any like overt or um, idols, that I built up or put on high places. I just I don't know if it was trying to do things on my own or my submission was off. But when those things happen, and I look back and I analyze it, it's because my praise is off, right? And um, if I'm just a little unthankful or not thankful enough, um, or um, I'm not quite in full submission to the Lord and doing things on my own, and these are just like little things, right? I mean, I wasn't out at the bars, I wasn't getting high or anything like that. Just my praise was off a little bit, and previously I studied um, Jehoshaphat, and as Jehoshaphat, he brings everybody back, and they praise the Lord together. And when God gives him the word, he sends to go out to battle the enemy. He sends out the praise team, and they go out singing, right? And so um, when your praise is on point, and you're in total submission, and you're in this humble place of total reliance on God, but you're praising him for it, he goes out ahead of you. He goes out ahead of you, and that's our war cry. Our praise is our war cry, but that's also what keeps our hearts and our minds and our vision and fear of the Lord on fear of the Lord on our God. And so there's when your praise is off a little bit, at least speaking for myself, when my praise is off a little bit, it does have an impact. It makes for a long week. It makes for a long week, and we're talking, um, the difference is, it seems like such a little bit, but when it starts here, but then as it expands out, it's like the rock in the you throw a rock in the pool, and it kaboom, it splashes, and the immediate splash comes here, right? But it kind of it trickles out and opens up, and it grows. So, um, thankfully, I've been I caught it about Wednesday, but it takes a while to um, rethink and reframe and reshape and get back to my praise being on point. So that's kind of where I'm at. Been a long week. It is currently 31 degrees, and it's going to get up to 44. And but then during the overnight tonight, it's going to get down to 13. So the the weather pattern is variable. It is variable right now, um, and so we are in the study of 1 Samuel, and we got into chapter 5 yesterday. 1 Samuel chapter 5, and so the Philistines, they capture the ark from Israel. They bring it back, and they try to place our God, the ark of God, under submission of Dagon, and Dagon falls and into a position of submission to our God, to the ark of God, and they wake up early the next morning and do it again. And so I wrote a little note here: is that how many times do I, you, we, us, the church, um, wake up early for and God crushes idols? How many times do we wake up early for an idol and God crushes it and God submits it? But guess what? Why do we do it again? Why do we do it again? And it's for me, my praise is off. That's why. When my praise is off, I'm looking in the wrong places, and then God has to. He gives us opportunity after opportunity to see Him, to come back to Him. he has people in certain places like Eli. Eli was supposed to, kind of put Phineas and Hophni, or you know, subject them to the Lord. He was supposed to, and like God does here, he's supposed to kind of submit them, as it were, Dagon, into the proper position of God, of under God, and he doesn't, and so that's what ultimately leads to, the demise of his house, right? And so, how many times do we do that? And then what happens, right? Dagon, they do it again, and now the people, they have fear of the Lord, but they push the Lord away. Okay, they have fear of the Lord, but they push the Lord away, and they feel the hand of the Lord. Verse 6: the hand of the Lord was heavy against the people of Ashdod. All right, so it's the people, and he terrified and afflicted them with tumors, both Ashdod and its territory. And when the men of Ashdod saw how things were, they said, the ark of the God of Israel must not remain with us, for his hand is hard against us. So they have fear of the Lord. They know God's hand is against them. They know God is the Most High God. He's superior to Dagon, superior to all their gods. He's superior, and they push him away. And they push him away. And so I gotta, thankfully, I've gotten to the point in my walk with the Lord where, when things are going wrong, and I am afflicted with tumors, and the hand of the Lord is heavy upon me, I don't turn and run away and push away from it as much, or as in total rebellion like I used to. I'm not drowning it out in booze or drugs or pornography or cursing or any of those things that a lot of people do fall victim to, that I had fallen victim to, and not fallen victim to, chose to push the hand of, think I could push the hand of God away, and put him in my pocket, call myself a Christian, put him in my pocket like Hophni and Phineas. Let me just go grab the ark and bring it over here, and pull him out of my pocket and think it's going to work. No, that's not how it works. You cannot just pull him out of your pocket. The hand of the Lord was heavy on them, and they push him away. And so they push it away. And verse 8: so they sent it, gathered together all the lords of the Philistines, and said, what shall we do with the ark of God of Israel? They answered, let the ark of the God of Israel be brought around to Gath. So they bring it around to Gath. Okay. And just because we turn from God, or we push God aside, it does not mean that the affliction goes away. It does not mean the affliction goes away. See, both for the Philistine and Israel, the penalty for rejecting God, or for sin, still was there. The wages of sin is death. Israel, many died, and now look what's happening to the people of Ashdod, to the people of the Philistines, for rejecting God.